Scottish MP Andrew Bowie blasted the SNP for attempting to derail Brexit instead of working alongside the government to reach a good deal with the European Union. Earlier this year, SNP minister published the so-called EU Continuity Bill, the latest feature in the argument with Westminster over repatriated powers after Brexit. Mr. Bowie said, "Time and time again since Article 50 was triggered in March last year, all we have heard is they won't be able to get a transition deal. They won't get a good deal for EU citizens in the UK or British citizens abroad in the European Union. They won't get a good deal for business. We've achieved all that. It's time to put all that negativity to one side and united behind the government that is delivering a good Brexit against all the odds." Brexit news. Andrew Bowie shut down Ivan Mackey's complaints about Brexit. "I think it's time for the SNP to stop agitating with their continuity bill, their wrecking bill, and actually get behind doing a deal with the United Kingdom government so we can get on and deliver a Brexit that works for the whole UK." The SNP has claimed the British government would use Brexit to attempt a power grab on Edinburgh after Theresa May's government said it wanted to retain powers in 25 areas including animal health, food labelling and chemical regulation. But Mr. Bowie dismissed the claims, calling on the SNP to agree to a compromise and help deliver Brexit. Speaking to STV, he continued, "Nobody is saying there are no issues and nobody is saying that a lot of work isn't going to have to go on to find a resolution. It's time for the SNP to stop agitating with their continuity bill, their wrecking bill and work with the government." Andrew Bowie. However, what would help is if the SNP government actually took the time they are devoting to their EU continuity bill and actually worked with the UK government, came to a compromise and worked out what framework would be best for British business, Scottish jobs and for Scottish farmers after we leave the European Union. Mr. Mackey, however, ignored his calls, deciding instead to criticise the government's record on Brexit. He said, "Theresa May has no clue what she is doing. She is struggling to keep her head above the water. The reality is that they are no closer than they were at the start of this process. The Irish situation, they have no idea how they are going to resolve that. Everything is fundamentally contradictory. It can't be done. On the economy, I have seen the secret government's paper. I'm sure you have. The reality is that the economic scenario from the UK government ranges from a disaster to a complete meltdown. Scotland does particularly badly in all those scenarios.